All right, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of Fresh Takes with Russo and Felice. YouTube and Facebook this time. For the new people on Facebook who may not know, I am Paul Russo. The Russo portion of Fresh Takes of Russo and Felice. Across from me, as always, man, the myth, the legend himself, Nick Felice. Nick, how you doing? I know you had a little busy work day today, so...
Yeah, thanks.
I'm guessing you've been going for quite a while.
Thanks for delaying the show for me for about 5 minutes.
I got you.
100 episodes of the show, and now we move on to Facebook. Was it Facebook Live?
We are on Facebook Live and YouTube.
All right. Yeah, I knew the YouTube. I knew about
it's big
the YouTube,
right now.
But Facebook Live, yeah. So, yeah, if you're a new viewer.
What's up, Zuckerberg?
What's up, Mark? I am the Felice portion of the show. So it feels like a season premiere. 100 episodes.
In a weird way, yeah.
What's that?
In a weird way, yeah, kind of. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, and how about this week? I think we're getting a 75-degree day on Thursday.
I'm pretty excited. I'm going golfing on Saturday. So
really?
Yeah.
You're going to get out there before me.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
So I'm meeting up with some friends. We're going to be golfing down in Ellicottville. So we're going to Elkdale Country Club.
Ellicottville, where's that?
Ellicottville, down by the people who ski and whatever definitely know where Ellicottville is. But best way to probably describe it to you. I'm sorry about the voice here. Thought I had it in tune right, but I guess not. If you know Buffalo, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm, I've heard of it. Yep.
No. Literally pretty much due south.
Okay.
I mean, the best way to probably get there for us is really I-86 and just going west.
What's the college over there? Fredonia?
Getting off at Salamanca.
Is it near Fredonia?
It's near Fredonia, kind of near Bonaventure. So.
If I ever learn how to ski, I'll try to visit.
Well, so that was kind of like the initial plan. I'm like, I'm not. I'll come, but I ain't gonna. You ain't about to catch me on a ski or snowboard. So
what are you thinking? First drive, where's it going?
So I did a little scouting of the course today, admittedly.
Okay.
So I'm not. Trust me, I'm nowhere near a pro. I'm nowhere near good. But like last year was the first year I probably golfed consistently throughout the summer and really through the year. Pretty much was playing once a week. So I'm guessing.
What's this first hole look like? What is it?
It's it's straight. I mean, it's a typical kind of like first hole, if you will. I mean, it's fairly straight. It's, I believe, west to east.
First shot, going left, right, straight.
So my ball will naturally go right. Okay. It will slice or whatever you want to technically call it, push, whatever. But that's mostly, though, I've gotten to a point, though, with that where it's mostly just the driver now where that happens. So if I have to use driver, I can't remember the yardage. I think it's like somewhere in between 350 and 400, the first hole. So I don't know if I'm going to bust out the driver. Might be a three wood probably with that one, but I will probably have my stance a little bit more standing to the left to give me a little bit more wiggle room. So I can only hope. My goal this summer, again, probably just like last summer for me personally, is just keep it in the fairway or keep it as straight as I can. Not worry about distance. Just work on control, like the craft of control first, and then we can work on.
My goal every year golf, obviously, I'm not a professional either. Mm-hmm. My goal is to limit the grounders. I keep hitting ground.
Last year was the first year where I wasn't topping the ball all that much, I noticed. So I think that comes with just playing, though, probably more or less than anything else.
Yeah, not good at golf, but I just enjoy being out there.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, that's the fun part about it for me is I can get out. It really is a fun because last year was really the first year I played 18 most of the time. Every now and then we did every now and then we did have to do like just 9, whether the people I was playing with, whether one or all of us just kind of had something going on. Maybe in the afternoon we had to more or less get in and out for. But I played 18. I mean, it's fun. You get out there for about 4.5 hours. The last true summer play that I had last year was at the end of August, and when me and my one buddy were out there for borderline 7 because people ahead of us just would not let us go play through. And
Wow.
so it's bad when like someone like me and my friend I'm playing with, John, just because we're fairly quick, but I mean we'll take our time with it, right? Neither of us are, like I said, he's definitely probably the more consistent one out of the two of us, but it's not like we're playing speedball by any means either. So,
well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
I
appreciate it. I think we're just doing 9 though, but I'll take it. It'll definitely be a nice first nice weather outdoor event. I've gone hiking a couple of times this winter. First time I've done really winter hiking before, so with that, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's fun. This weather is always nice. Just get out, enjoy yourself. You find more stuff to do. I think in an odd way, this pandemic's kind of allowed for that. I think it's allowed for a lot of renewed interest for me, like in golf, for instance. Because really over the past year and a half, I've picked it up even more than really ever before. I probably golfed more times in the month of June last year than I did the previous probably like 4 years combined. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So if you're still watching this on Facebook, this is not a golf podcast.
No.
This is a all-around sports
pretty much
podcast.
Sports and today we bring back a little bit of pop culture. So
I know Paul's hat makes you think it's a golf podcast.
Well, you kind of, whatever. Either way.
No, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. Either way, March Madness, we're going to discuss probably most of the time with that. And then personally, me and Nick love The Masked Singer, one of our favorite shows. Season 5's been going on for a couple weeks, so we'll discuss what we kind of think of it so far, where we think it's going, because I don't know if it's been maybe the most interesting of seasons so far, but it's been maybe the most like head-scratching in a sense. So
we'll dive into it.
Yeah, absolutely. I need to get the right cue card there. There we go. March Madness is living up to the hype. For those who watched last week's edition, me and Nick were pretty much in agreement that this was probably the most chalk bracket we have seen in our lifetimes, for the most part.
And we were wrong.
Oh boy, were we loud wrong. I just we got to a point last weekend where, so obviously for those who don't know, who might be first time tuning in on Facebook, I'm a big Syracuse fan, obviously, as you can tell by me wearing a blue baseball pullover and my Titleist hat. But I'm a big Syracuse fan. Nick's a big Notre Dame fan. But I picked with my head this past weekend, for instance. Probably the first time in a while I've really just picked with my head. Picked San Diego State. Thought, okay, this is where probably Syracuse's season really ends.
You had them forward, didn't you?
Yeah, I had them in the Elite Eight for me. Actually, no. Sweet 16.
Okay.
Actually, no. Were they Elite Eight for me? Yeah, they would have been Elite Eight for me. That's right. I forgot. So, was I loud wrong? But I'm happy to be loud wrong in this case.
You're not last.
Buddy Buckets, baby. Buddy Buckets. I love it. Buddy Boeheim coming out. Second, that first game against San Diego State. We've known about what he can do locally here because of obviously what he was able to do in the ACC tournament and obviously throughout the season too. But first game did really well, obviously, in San Diego State. And then Joe Girard showed a little bit of sign of life in that second game there against West Virginia. First time the Orange played the Mountaineers since 2012. I think we extend our winning streak against them to like 10 or something like that. I think it's actually a little bit less than that. It might be 8 or 9, but I think, like the record since like the 80s or early 90s is something like now like 28-5 or something like that. So you love to see it.
For some people. I
am absolutely stunned just how overall this tournament's gone so far. I tried telling a little bit of people that Loyola Chicago team's good. I didn't think they were going to get by Illinois, but definitely probably a misrepresented 8 as an 8 seed. They were probably should have been like a 5-ish. Probably a 5 or a 6.
The way,
yeah, go ahead.
The way I watched them play against Illinois, they look like a 1 seed to me. The number 1 overall seed to me. Like Loyola Chicago, they're like the 3rd best odds, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, now they're the 3rd best odds.
And that's right. I think that's completely right. The way they play defense is unbelievable. It looks like they got 8 guys out on the court. They're well coached. When you look at this Sweet 16, you think of all the coaches that make runs in March Madness. You look at recently, Jay Wright's made runs in March Madness. Jim Boeheim's made runs in March Madness. But the Loyola Chicago coach, the Arkansas coach is the Nevada coach. The Alabama coach is the Buffalo coach. These are all coaches that have made runs. Oh, the USC coach is the Florida Gulf Coast coach. These are guys who made runs, got new jobs, and look at them. They're making more runs in March Madness. Maybe this Oral Roberts coach is another one. Just a bunch of coaches that are making runs once again. But the biggest takeaway of this whole thing is how stupid I am. How stupid am I to get fooled by the Big Ten once again?
I tried warning people overall throughout the year.
They are terrible. Once again, Michigan, okay, they're the one that's left. There was 9 of them. 8 are gone. And you see this all the time when teams get like 11. The Big East at 11 that one year. The ACC at 11. A lot of them go because they're just beating up on each other. And they look like they're good wins because they rank them so high. So they become not bad losses. So, sure, some of these teams could have won games, but they didn't. The Big Ten lost again. But I think even a bigger takeaway from this is not how bad the Big Ten's playing, but how great the Pac-12
That's what I was about to say.
Like, Colorado lost, but the rest of them, combined, they're like...
Colorado won the game they were supposed to win, too, though. Like, let's be fair. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And then you got USC playing Oregon. Oregon looks really good. And then Oregon State just keeps surprising people.
UCLA.
They keep making runs. I like Loyola Chicago in that game, but UCLA
keeping the tradition of a play-in team making the Sweet 16.
The only thing
I think it's like 8 out of the 9 years a play-in team has made the Sweet 16.
Yep. It was like the first 6 they did it.
Yeah.
UCLA, the only thing that's going to hurt them is Mick Cronin, who's known as a choker in March Madness over his days in Cincinnati. But, you just look at it. Mark Few, is this the year they got the team? Mm-hmm. Gonzaga, is this the year? Baylor got a very, I wouldn't say it's a tough game, but you got to watch out for Villanova. Villanova making a run. Jay Wright. And, of course, there's Syracuse. I don't really want to dive into Syracuse because I'm not the biggest Syracuse fan, A little too much Buddy Boeheim on my Instagram story. That's all I got to say. But still a little
not bitter. Not my fault that you follow me.
Still a little bitter. Syracuse should not have been in that 2018 tournament.
Oh, here we go.
I'll take that. I will say that the rest of my life. They should not have been in that 2018 tournament. Went in the Carrier Dome without our 2 best players, beat them. Went far in the ACC tournament. It's nice Syracuse is making runs. Yeah, it's nice. They make runs. I think the last 3 tournament runs have been as a double-digit seed. It's nice, but,
Sounds like a you problem with Notre Dame, not a me problem with Syracuse.
Mediocre play in the ACC every year. Get that 8-9 games. That's why they're always playing at noon. Never make the semis. Whatever.
Mike Brey getting fired.
First year they did good.
Mike Brey getting fired.
Mike Brey's not going nowhere.
All
right. But that's enough with Syracuse. Congratulations. You get to play Houston. Another easy draw to Final Four.
So I'm not going to lie to you. I'm very concerned this time around, obviously, again. Maybe this is what Syracuse needs, is me just keep jinxing them all the way through. So I think Syracuse probably meets their match with Houston. Houston's extremely quick.
I'm not buying it on Houston.
No, I don't necessarily blame you for not buying it, but look, if you're like me from our generation of Syracuse teams, who am I kidding? If you're living a Syracuse fan right now for basketball, I mean, there's a reason we nicknamed them the cardiac Qs. Like, this is gonna, like, the defibrillator can only work for so long in some situations. I don't know. I just, something tells me this is probably where they meet their end. And if not, then I really don't want to play Sister Jean in the Elite Eight in Loyola.
No, that.
Speaking of Sister Jean, do you approve of her scouting report?
Huh?
Did you not see the scouting report prayer she had?
No.
So, before the Illinois game, because she's the team chaplain, she does the prayer. And at the end of the prayer, it's like, "And God, please help us stop their big men. They have tremendous rebound," and blah, blah, blah. It's like, wow, Sister Jean coming in hard with the scouting report. Like, for 101-year-old, it seems like she's got her wits about her pretty good. So
Yeah, I didn't realize she was that old.
yeah.
But, you know, they're good. They play defense. They're well coached. That guy, you know, I thought he might have found a job.
He's been there 10 years, man.
I thought he might have found a job 3 years ago when they made their run to the Final Four. And they say they got a better team this year than they did on that.
It is a better team.
Oh.
Like, it is.
Yeah, they're scary. But, I mean, we've been on for about 15 minutes or whatever. We got to talk about Oral Roberts. Like,
You can.
I haven't got to see a lot of their games, their 2 games they had,
Yeah.
but obviously they're not as hyped up as Florida Gulf Coast was when they did it. That was Lost
yeah,
City.
I mean,
yeah.
Oral Roberts is a very below-the-basket team.
Yeah, you know, it's a great story. Arkansas is good. You know, they well coached as well. I mean, I don't know. It would be bizarre if Oral Roberts.
I mean, they were the true bracket buster to start the weekend.
Yes.
They were.
Yeah, it's nice. You know, it reminds me of the 2016 tournament. 2016 tournament, yes. 2018 saw the 16 seed. But 2016 also saw every seed win a game in the first round. As we did here in 2021, every seed wins again. We'll see how they do. I mean, I'll be rooting for them. Obviously, in my bracket challenge, I am rooting for Florida State and Gonzaga. Those are my last hopes. But Ohio State or Roberts ended that on the first day there. That was
I can't
heartbreaking.
I can't root for Oral Roberts because in my one bracket I still have Arkansas alive.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get them through.
I know. Final Four Arkansas, right?
Yeah, champion Arkansas in the one.
Losing?
In the one. No, winning in the
winning.
one. Illinois and ours is who I had winning.
Yeah, I saw that.
Big sad. Think about how crazy we'll call the right side of the bracket is, right? So you have Baylor as a 1 seed, you have Houston as a 2 seed, Arkansas as a 3, and Villanova as a 5, right?
Yep.
And then the other 4, Loyola at 8, Syracuse at 11, Oregon State at 12, and Oral Roberts at 15. That side's got parity. The other side, the lowest seed's 11 with UCLA, who came in from the play-in, but you have Gonzaga as a 1, you have Alabama as a 2, you have Michigan as a 1, Creighton as a 5, and USC, Oregon 6 and 7 respectively. So Florida State at 4 too. So that side's been a little bit more chalky compared to the other side, if you want to call it that.
One sleeper team, I know they got such a tough matchup. Creighton, though, like we talked about last week, yeah, they had a lot of stuff.
I'm surprised.
A lot of yeah, same here. They almost lost to Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
But, you know, with everything that's going on with that program. But you got to remember, that Creighton team could shoot, and they were very good at the beginning of the year. And, you know, they struggled. They still made the Big East Championship, but they just got killed. And, you know, they're a good team.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a tough test for Gonzaga. But, man, oh, man. Gonzaga, they got a golden opportunity to get to the Final Four once again. I like them playing Oregon. I like that Oregon team. They look good. Obviously, a little bit of a disadvantage for Iowa playing a team that didn't have to play in the first round. It was very well rested.
Yeah.
And
well, that was my logic with the Georgetown thing. People were high on Georgetown.
yeah.
I'm like, look, they like in Georgia Tech too. Remember, Georgia Tech ended up becoming a very bet-friendly team for people to take. But you got to remember, Georgetown was red hot, but was laid off obviously a week here going into the tournament. And then for Georgia Tech, they won the ACC tournament by pretty much playing every other day because teams like they had to play Duke, who ended up going down with COVID. Well, they were supposed to play Duke, obviously. So
yeah, Loyola Chicago though, they remind me of Butler. Obviously,
yes, that's right. Come on, give it to me.
They remind me of Butler. No, it's not back-to-back years, but no, Butler was an 11 seed.
No Hayward. Yeah, no,
they
were like 9 and 8 or something like that.
They were like a 5 seed the first time they went. Then they get an 8 seed the next year, like Loyola Chicago did. And you're like, you know what? Why are people not high on them? They still got some of the same players from that team. They make a run to the 8 seed, go all the way to the championship game. I think Loyola Chicago is kind of like that Butler team. Loyola Chicago didn't go to the finals. Obviously, the things are different, but they remind me of those Butler teams. And they got a good team. Well, they're the best defensive team I've seen out of the 16. Out of everyone, you know.
No love for the 2-3.
Not here. Not over here.
That's the best that zone's literally looked in probably like 2 years for Syracuse, though.
I'll say one thing about Syracuse. They're very talented. You know, they're very talented. Guerrier's good.
That's
Richmond's a stud.
Start Richmond.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. Richmond should be playing the whole game. Like, if Tyler Lydon could play the whole game back in the day.
Oh, don't do that to me.
Richmond could play the whole game. And he might be injured, but he wasn't injured at the beginning of the year, and he wasn't playing the whole game. Like, come on. And then he'd tell me, and then Boeheim would say, oh, he's getting tired. Okay, he ain't getting tired before Buddy, whatever his name is.
Buddy Boeheim?
Buddy. He ain't getting tired before Buddy Boeheim. He should be playing more minutes than Buddy Boeheim. Yeah, he's shooting well, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever.
Let's do...
They could be better.
Obviously, we usually do this during football, but let's go through... Let's pick each game. Let's pick each game.
Yeah, okay.
You know, let's do it. We usually do it for football, but we have a slate, obviously, of 8 games here. So let's predict the who gets...
Oh, you don't want to do the CBI first?
No, I'm good. Let's go right up the top. Gonzaga and Creighton.
I said, watch out, but Gonzaga.
I'm going Gonzaga as well. USC, Oregon.
I've already told you, if you've been listening to this whole thing,
yeah.
Oregon's winning this game. But USC's is very talented. But Oregon is winning this game.
I'm picking Oregon for one reason and one reason only. Allegedly.
Nike?
Big allegedly here. CBS has contacted Bill Walton, and Bill Walton's going to be involved in every Pac-12 game contest this upcoming weekend in some degree. And you want to know who Bill Walton loves really the most outside of his UCLA Bruins?
Oregon.
The Oregon Ducks. The Oregon Fighting Ducks in basketball. I'm going Oregon over USC.
All right.
Strictly for Bill Walton. Michigan, Florida State.
I mean, I'm going off my bracket because I did predict this Sweet 16 matchup, right? I think it's finally Leonard Hamilton's time to go to the Final Four.
So,
I am taking Florida State in this game.
I'm taking Florida State as well.
Bye-bye, Big Ten.
Not a lot of parity between us at the moment. There might be here, though, UCLA, Alabama.
Nick Cronin, I don't know how many times he choked in the Sweet 16 with Cincinnati. He's choking here.
Okay, never mind. We aren't going to disagree here,
I'm
apparently.
taking Alabama. Nate Oates, great coach. Yeah. Doing a great job.
I'm taking Alabama as well. All right. Normally we at least have one disagreement in the first couple games that we go through, but apparently not here. So we'll see on the other side of the bracket here. Baylor, Villanova. I'll go first. The Big 12 has also started to drop like flies here. Not to be outdone by the Big 10. I mean, they're getting outdone by the Big 10 just by sheer number and mass of teams. But the Big 12 also has their own circles suck going, like the Big 10. This isn't Jay Wright's best team. Unfortunately, I think this is a better Baylor team than this Villanova team. So as much as it does hurt me to not get the Big 12 completely out of the tournament, I'm going to go Baylor here.
Not to sing all Baylor or any, but the Big 12 can't play defense.
No.
They
were one of the automatic overs I would take throughout the year out at the
I'm like
Sportbook.
agreeing with you again here. Coaching can only take you so far. And we saw that with Rick Pitino, giving Alabama a run for money.
Yep.
But it isn't Jay Wright's best team.
No.
And I don't know why.
And it's unfortunate because he has willed that team to probably a couple more wins than they should have been all year.
You probably don't agree with me, but I don't know why. It's been Gonzaga and Baylor the whole year. But
well, I agree with the Gonzaga part. I don't know about the Baylor team throughout the year. I have a hard time always believing in the Big 12. In our lifetimes, think about it. Has the Big 12 ever done anything to really just go, hey, we have a serious contending team?
Other than Kansas.
Not really.
Yeah.
You had Kansas 1 year. And
they go to the Final Four.
And they only get that championship because of missing a block shot by about, a millimeter? So something so small.
Yeah.
So
my answer is Baylor.
Yeah, I'm going Baylor. Arkansas, Oral Roberts. I'm going Razorbacks. I think the Oral Roberts run just comes to an end. Here it is. Oh, I thought you were going with it.
I'm rooting for Oral Roberts. Don't get me wrong. I'm rooting for them. Even though, did I take Arkansas in the Elite Eight? I might not.
You probably did.
No, that's right. I have Ohio State in the championship.
Yeah. Well, actually, you would get some points, though, for at least getting the Arkansas losing part, right?
Give me Arkansas.
Oh.
I think it's coming to an end for Oral.
All right. Loyola, Chicago, Oregon State.
Man, if Oregon State wins this game, they are just continuing to prove me wrong. Because Loyola Chicago looks like the best team in the country right now.
I mean, people forget about this Oregon State team is probably, they're next to Oral Roberts.
They were projected last at the beginning.
But Oregon State has the bigger Cinderella run than Oral Roberts does right now. Oregon State, who hadn't won a NCAA tournament game since 1980 or 79 or 80, something like that.
Both great runs.
Yeah.
Because Oral Roberts, a 4 seed in their conference, too.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Loyola Chicago.
I hate to agree with you again. But, I mean, I have to go Loyola, too.
Yeah.
Just, they play such a good brand of basketball when you actually watch them.
It comes down to this game now. Will we disagree?
Syracuse, Houston. I'll let you go first.
It's at 10 p.m. on a Saturday.
9:55.
I don't want to show my Syracuse hate. It's too much. I mean, I don't hate them. I get annoyed of them when you live in this area. It's kind of like
it's understandable. But I live with one of the more annoying people about being annoyed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how's he doing? He cannot be taking the Syracuse, North Carolina out early.
No. Oh, no.
Now, you think I don't like Syracuse. He is a Syracuse hater.
Yeesh.
Pat Russo. But
I mean, it's easy when the athletes don't go to class.
I'm not buying Houston. I'm not. Syracuse is very talented.
I'm torn over here, man.
All I ask is for Jim Boeheim to yell at his son once. That's all I ask for, is to yell at him once. It's your son. It's the easiest player on the team to yell at. Just once. That's all I ask for. But I got Syracuse winning this game.
Okay.
Why don't you get Marquette in the Elite Eight again? Why don't you?
I don't know. Screw it. Give me the Cuse.
There you go.
Give me the Cuse.
I think their toughest game.
Oh, I think this is going to be their toughest game.
Really? I think their toughest game. I don't know. I don't really know San Diego State. West Virginia, a little overrated
San Diego State they were awful. Like, their game plan was literally just shooting three. Like, you could tell, like, that was their game plan. They just could not get anything.
They did not shoot that day until the end. They started making stuff at the end there. But.
By the way, number 20 for them. Throughout the whole game. I don't mean to get, like, completely off topic. Yeah. Like, I'm sitting there going, like, how do I know this? Like, the guy's like, I'm like, this dude looks familiar. And if you play 2K, you'll understand. Like, he is literally the created player face on 2K when you first, I'm like, look, I'm like, that guy looks familiar. And then, like, the next day, I'm like, wait, that's the guy from, like, 2K.
Really?
Yeah.
He's actually a person?
No, he's not meant, the 2K guy's not meant to be an actual, like, person in that sense. That's kind of like your default face when you first create your player.
But it's his face?
Yeah, it's, like, wild. Like, is your TV on that you can see? Yeah. Okay. Let me pull up. Hopefully I can get up quick. And
while you pull it up, I'll see if you can multitask. What do you think of the idea of the Sweet 16 on Saturday, Sunday, Elite 8, Monday, Tuesday?
So I'm not, like, the biggest fan of it.
It's a quadruple header both day. That's pretty cool on the weekend.
Yeah.
And then you have the Elite 8 at night.
So, I don't know, it was weird. Like, I went into Saturday thinking it was already the second round. Like, I was texting my one friend, and he's like, who do you, whatever. And I'm just like, oh, Bonaventure's going to smoke Michigan. I'm just like, wait, Bonaventure's playing LSU in the first round today. Like, why am I thinking, like, round of 32 already? Yep. And that's why, because normally, like, any normal year.
Yesterday was weird.
Yeah.
Yesterday
I'm at work, and I'm just, like, have to sit there, like, quarter of my eye type stuff almost, like.
Yesterday was weird. I think the Elite 8 will be normal because that will be at night. But yesterday, having the second round during a work day was weird. I will say that. That was bizarre. More bizarre than it being on Saturday.
So, it's not, like, the best picture ever of the dude, but, like, of, like, the 2K person, but if you can see it, Nick, and people at home.
Yep.
Kind of like that, but with crazier hair.
And he plays for San Diego State.
Yeah, it was really weird and really freaky.
Wow.
So. Yeah, I mean, we're in the Elite 8 on Monday, which is really weird. Like, that's a weird.
Yeah. At least it's at night.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be too bad.
Well, you only have 4 games to worry about, 2 games each night, so.
That guy, so it's like, if that guy put that face on his face, it's almost like a mask.
Identity theft is a crime, Jim. Oh, damn it, I messed it up. Identity theft is not funny, Jim.
But a mask. I'm trying to transition over to a Masked Singer.
Well, yeah, but now I'm also have Office on the Brain, so I'm thinking of the CPR episode where Dwight cuts off the mannequin's face and just wears it, like.
I got you.
I apologize, viewers and listeners, for
Facebook.
You figured out that I'm a big Office fan.
Yeah, Facebook. You need to get used to this, you Facebook viewers.
Yeah, so. Yeah, Nick alluded to it, Masked Singer.
Season 5.
Season 5, new season. Some curveballs already.
We have 2 episodes already?
It's been interesting. Yeah, it's been head-scratching. It's been 2 episodes. Already have seen Group A, Group B. The only thing we really haven't been introduced yet is the wild cards, which will be introduced tomorrow, the way it sounds. But spoiler alerts ahead, so if you haven't, whatever.
We'll give you 10 seconds.
We'll give you the 10 seconds. Non-copyright music here, blah, blah, blah. And good enough for me. Okay. So, we're back season 5 of The Masked Singer here. It's really, normally I'm not, into these types of shows, but really The Masked Singer and Big Brother are kind of like my escape and my guilty pleasure of TV, so I'll take it. And so far we've had obviously 2 people vote off, one from Group A and one from Group B. Group A was the Snail, Group B was the Phoenix. And Group A with the Snail wasn't so much the masked performer, if you will, but an animatronic performer featuring a Muppet.
Bizarre.
Yeah, it was bizarre because you also had, Group A, you had the Snail, you had the Raccoon, you had Was Grandpa Monster group? Yeah, Grandpa Monster was Group B. Phoenix was Group B. I'm trying to buy time for Nick, obviously, as he assists.
All right, here we go.
The Russian Dolls was Group A.
Okay, we got Raccoon.
Yep.
I'm not sure whose group. Oh, it's right here. Groups.
Camera's on.
Okay, Raccoon.
Group A.
Oh, Robopine was at first.
Oh, that's right, the Robopine.
Robopine.
Which is a porcupine.
Seashell, Russian Dolls, and Snail.
Yep.
And the next group is Black Swan, Grandpa Monster, Chameleon, Phoenix, Piglet. And we saw the end, as Paul said, the Snail, which was Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, Kermit the Frog. Nick, let's discuss this because I didn't necessarily have a problem with it. I don't think you really had a problem with it either. But oh boy, did the internet have issues.
You like it?
The internet was not a fan of Kermit the Frog. From what they thought the Masked Singer should be, they weren't a fan of having Kermit the Frog. They loved Kermit the Frog, like, don't get them wrong, but they thought it should have been like an actual person and not Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, yeah, it made sense because the raccoon should have gone home. And I was like,
oh, he's going home tomorrow, more than likely.
And I was like, surprised.
Who is Gary Busey? I'm convinced it's Gary Busey.
It could be. I'm surprised.
I mean, could be.
I was surprised the raccoon didn't go home when I first watched it, and then I saw who the snail was. I was like, okay, they sent him out first.
Yeah.
You know, it's a family show. Let's get the kids involved. Let's get a puppet in there, or a Muppet.
I didn't think it was like that bad of, honestly, a performance, but.
And then the second episode, when the Phoenix went, it was like one of those things where it's like someone tells you a name and you're like, oh my God, that's it. You didn't come up with it, but you're just like realizing, okay, that voice is person's. And when Jenny said Caitlyn Jenner for the Phoenix, that's who the Phoenix actually was. I was like, oh my goodness, that's Caitlyn Jenner's voice. And that was pretty cool. That's a big name, you know. It's a really big name, to be honest with you. But you know, hopefully there's a lot more bigger names out there. Not sure who Cockadoo is. Is that the wild card?
The Clock-a-Cloodle-Doo. No, he's the Clock-a-Doodle-Doo is a I don't know what you want to call it, a masked performer that drops clues that the judges missed.
Yeah. And then we saw someone claws might be coming in.
Yeah, that's probably the wild card, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I bet you Cock-a-Doodle-Doo, whatever his name is, going to be the last one to come in. Ooh. I don't know who that is. People, you know, when they said Nick Cannon, and he's supposedly out right now for
he's
one more
out with
episode,
COVID,
I think,
but
because of COVID. But when they said Nick Cannon, I'm thinking maybe he is. Maybe it's all a lie, and he's actually just in the contest as well. But when they said COVID, though, they could have said something else. COVID makes me think he actually had COVID, and he's not going to be in the competition. But, well, we'll see. We'll see when he comes back. Ken blew it because Ken had Caitlyn Jenner as his big guess, even though they gave him the point. I just don't understand this.
I think they gave it to him because he had on the first guess. So
yeah, I just don't understand the scoring system.
Well, that scoring thing is only for the first guess thing if you got it right. I think so. But
I feel like you had to stick with it. I don't know. But you know, off to a good start. You know, it's Grandpa Monster. How far? How far Grandpa Monster? I know late Mrs. Monster, whatever, didn't go very far.
Well, Grandpa Monster's not that bad. I'm going to go probably... See, I don't know how they're exactly going to structure it this year, so I'm going to go... Because there's also only five in each group. Now they're down to 4 each. I think he makes the Super 6, but probably the first one out of the Super 6. That's where I'm going to go with Grandpa Monster. Anyway, Nick, Raccoon, who is your guess and why is it Gary Busey?
I didn't have a guess. I haven't really thought about it, but now you say about it. I mean, you said it before the show, but yeah, it's probably him. That's a good person. That's a big name. That would be a good one. The Russian dolls is interesting. We got to talk about the Russian dolls.
Yeah.
That just shows you that the producers want to make it harder to guess because you don't know if that's two people. You don't know if it's one person. It's just so hard to guess the Russian dolls. If anyone gets that right, especially on the first impression, that's insane. The Russian dolls is going to be hard because that's just insane. They are making the game harder, which I love. I like to see that. I don't know. I'm intrigued to see how they do,
Now, I'm not saying this is going to be the last season of The Masked Singer by any means. I don't think it is. But the vibe I get from this season is they're trying different stuff because they know that they're probably... I think they're losing the fringe people now at this point who are just tuning in to be intrigued by what's going on, which is why I think you're seeing a lot of these side characters like the Cloodle Doodle Doo or whatever the hell it's technically called on the wild card, and the different variations now of the costumes like the snail, Russian dolls. We had the snow owls last season, for instance. So I think we're seeing them try different things. I wouldn't necessarily mind maybe a new crew of judges maybe next season either at this point. It's not... I think overall, chemistry-wise, Jenny and Nicole and Ken and Robin all work really well together. I think it's this kind of time, though. Jenny's really starting to just rub me the wrong way, personally.
I know you're not a big Jenny person. In my opinion, she's the best.
And it's not... And again, I love, pretty much... All of them do a really good job. I think it's this time maybe to shake it up a little bit. This is a different type of show. This isn't, The Voice or anything like that, where you need probably the same... main core of a couple of judges or anything like that. I think you need to switch it up every now and then.
You might see someone switched up, but you probably won't see Ken leave.
The key thing here I've noticed over the past couple of seasons is you don't see Robin's guesses as much because our theory is, especially I lean more into this theory probably than you and Matt do, but they don't show a guess if it's close to being right or is right. Yeah. Robin has a really good ear for voices. We saw that the first couple seasons right off the bat.
Yeah.
So
he dominated season 1.
Yeah. I mean...
Why do you think we keep seeing Ken's guess every time?
Yeah, I like I said, it's not a knock on Robin. Obviously, he's just good at that then.
They're not going to show that, though.
Yeah, but they're not, so...
This
is an interesting crossroads season, so I'm really intrigued to see how the rest goes.
Yeah. Masked Dancer, I know you didn't watch that.
No.
The spin-off.
I tried watching the first couple.
I watched it. Didn't enjoy it. I thought the songs were cool. It's just not the same. Because I'm not a big clue person. I can't really figure out people off of clues. I can go off of voice a little bit, and there's no voice in that show, and it kind of sucks. So.
And they only did, one word or something like that?
Yeah, and then they would do something else. Forget what else they would do. Something else, but they would usually do the one word to try to help you with the voice. Or they would ask.
Well, that and the judges.
They would ask some questions.
That and obviously it's whatever, but Craig Robinson I didn't think was as good of a host on that. And I love Craig Robinson. He's one of my favorite actors.
If you compare all 4 of them, because Ken's in both, but if you compare all 4 of the hosts and the other 3 judges, the Masked Singer, they're better at that.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
If you compare Paula Abdul to Jenny, Jenny's better. You compare Ashley Tisdale to Nicole.
Well, the thing is, the person you should really be comparing Paula Abdul to was actually Robin Thicke. Because Paula Abdul was the choreographer, the dancing professional. Yeah. Right?
It's just that Brian Austin Green on there tries to act like Robin so much. And he's just...
Yeah. Well, it's they meant to have him be him, but really it should have been... But really it's Paula that's the Robin thing. It's a weird dynamic.
Pretty sure Paula won this season, too.
Yeah.
Best guesser.
Well, I'm not surprised. Probably only took 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, Nick. That takes us to the end of the show. Appreciate everybody tuning in and listening. Nick, who are you shouting out this week?
Just before I get to my shout out, just got a couple things to watch out for this week.
Yeah.
Superstore on NBC series finale. 6 seasons tomorrow night. Or Thursday night, my bad. Thursday night. Check it out. Not sure what time it's on. I think it's 8 or 9. It's on Thursday night, NBC. Plan your night. And then watch out for the match play championships golf this week. So that's always a cool one, watching the tournament. Match play and golf this week. Check it out.
All I know is I got hyped seeing the Masters commercial during March Madness. So.
Yep. And my shout out. And my shout out today is about March Madness. I'm going to shout out who's leading our Jerry 1 bracket group right now, the bracket challenge. We got 71 people. Shout out my college friend Larry Morris and my brother's college friend's brother, Ryan Armstrong. Shout them out. They're out in front, Paul. Does your bracket make a run?
I don't need my bracket to make a run. I'm doing fairly well in our other Jerry 1 endeavors. Made the playoffs in hockey and basketball. So, hey, it is what it is. I got the bye in hockey.
Best of luck.
Nice. Thank you.
But shout out Larry.
Baseball draft Sunday night. I got 2 baseball drafts Sunday now.
Are you good?
Yeah. I'll come to ours on time. If I have to leave the other, I leave the other. So.
Right. Shout out Larry and Ryan.
All right. Nick, thank you. If you guys haven't already, you should like, share, subscribe, all the fun stuff. We do this usually every Tuesday night, so make sure you tune in then.
Goodbye, Facebook.
And until next time, we'll see you guys on the Fresh Takes Podcast.